Are we live?
We're live, I believe.
Yep.
Oh my god. All right. Then I'll
Let's
go
do this.
ahead and do the little thing. Send
G
now. And then G screen. Oh, you know what?
Right on
Chris,
time.
what nipple is Tinkerbell's piercing in?
Left or right?
Left, because heart.
I knew it would be left. I thought it was going to be because
Because
you're
of his heart.
left-handed.
Also that, yeah. I'm a little narcissistic with that, but
Yeah,
later,
if we get like promoted, do we get like a second one so we can like chain them together?
I don't see why not. You know. Hi everyone. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Steven.
and I'm Chris.
And I'm Kayla.
And I'm Justin.
And we are the Fate Divinities, a channel that laughs when they do their intro and also is dedicated to Daggerheart, playing it, talking about it, playing it. We do the lots of playing it here. And Daggerheart, which is the new tabletop RPG from Critical Role's publishing house, Darrington Press, which is technically not yet released, but soon, you guys, because it's coming out in spring of 2025. I realized very recently that I still don't really know what spring means, because I thought the first of the year would be spring, and my brain knows that that's not true. My brain does know that it's winter, but I forgot. And so I was like, ooh, one more month. And Chris was like, no. But soon, very soon, you guys, in spring of 2025, we will have a brand new shiny Daggerheart tabletop RPG to play. And if you are watching this in the future and you're seeing some of our rules tonight are a little bit odd, that's why we are still using the version 1.5 that was available for use in the open beta. But we are gonna be going back into our stuff. I think I only have one announcement right now, and honestly, I don't know that this video is going to go up before it happens, but for those of you who do not know, I will be at Gamma in Kentucky this year, the last week in February. I am going to be GMing more Daggerheart with the Darrington Press group, so if you see the Darrington booth or you see our little table area, please come by and say hi. I would love to squish your face. All right, that is everything. Did you guys have any announcements? It's just me. Always just me. Okay, great. All right, fantastic. Well, so then to go ahead and dive in, we're going to do a recap, and then we're going to do character introductions correctly so that I don't have to edit them. Yeah, so... very brief recap because we had a whole recap last time. You guys know where we are. We are in Kymerghen, which is a city within the Kinekozan Jags, a mysterious landscape that's tectonic plates shift by day when the sun's rays kind of hit the area. Kymerghen is a city built within a specific mountain, which is also named Kymerghen because that's just a little bit of fun. And it has been kind of tethered with a mysterious arcane energy so that its plates don't shift, making it more usable for commerce. And so inside of that city, our band of adventurers have been tasked to go down deep. I'm going to say delve down because we have a character named Delver, and I think that's fun. Delve deep underneath Kymerghen into the depths below. So they have spent just really a morning, you guys, early afternoon here exploring Kymerghen, and now you have begun moving down past the middle area down into Shade's Cradle as of last episode, where you had some delicious treats after Tedeos found out about capitalism and homelessness. Also got a little coin, or a little token rather, and some advice that if you wanted to learn more about what's going on in the city, you might join back in Shade's Cradle in a few days, 3 days, which is right on the same timeline as your captain's departure. A little choice there to make. But for now, after you guys had regrouped, you had seen a specific person wandering there in Shade's Cradle, very out of place, Gwen was her name. In case nobody remembers it, I'll give it to you as a freebie because it came and went very quickly. Meg, the leader of the Unyielding Redonzians, the Fighters Guild, had mentioned her name briefly when you were in there. She is an opulently dressed woman, dark of skin, clay of hair, and she is dressed in golden bangles, a diadem, a white coat wrapped around her. But she had a hood up, her white hood up, as she was wandering through these decks in Shade's Cradle. And your group, having taken note of this and recalling that she had not been the most friendly to you, watched as she boarded one of the skiffs that are amongst all of these interlocking wooden decks and pathways that make themselves across this lake that is at the bottom of the cavern of Kymerghen. And Delver, I think, had kind of led the charge, saying, let's follow that skiff, jumping aboard a skiff with a fungril kind of skiff boatmaster who began following. So, as we're sinking back in, let's go ahead and get started with character introductions, starting with Tedeos. Steven.
I'm playing Tedeos. I'm a Simian Ranger. I'm beast bound. And my companion is one Wilbert or Bill, lovely rooster, and we're here to support the party.
Support the party, indeed. And then I believe next we have Tank. Is that correct?
Yeah, I play Tank. He's a Call of the Brave warrior, and he's an aspiring tooth fairy who's adventuring with these lovely people.
Yeah. And then Princess Honora.
I play Princess Nora Fiddleleaf. She is a rivet bard, and she is ignoring all of her royal responsibilities, and she's following this group around, and she's just trying to inspire them with her bardic ways.
We're doing a very good job. And last, our latest addition to the group, delving with the group.
So I'm playing Delver, an Orderborn Mushman wizard. Part fungal, part human. But yeah, just recently joined the group. We're kind of heading toward my hometown, helping me return there. Kind of guiding me along the way. We'll see how it goes. But
I will say that our Mushman companion, and I like that we don't know the official names that the community is going to give the mixed ancestries yet. I'm a fan of Shruman, but Mushman is also very fun. Made himself very useful last game, kind of pulling Tedeos out of that interaction with One-Eyed Tom, the homeless vagrant down here in Shade's Cradle, who had almost gotten into an altercation with Tedeos before he found out that maybe Tedeos just doesn't know anything about it. So, all right. So, as we're sinking in, though, you guys, I want to set the tone just a little bit, set the space. Also, hi, Lasombra, and hi, Velocidad. I know I said hi in chat, but I like to say hi. So, sinking in. The small lake that comprises the bottom of the hollowed mountain of Kymerghen is littered with these ramshackle docks and wooden pathways that twist and turn in unexpected paths across the cavern. I have already noted, but there is a thick fog that is settled across this lake that is obstructing your view, as your boatman, a larger fungril who seems not to have a mouth, but is kind of lowly humming to himself, is pushing the skiff along, guiding its path with a long pole. There is a small warm lantern that jostles at the bow of the boat. The light is actually attracting several little spider flies, which are these tiny gnats with 8 wings. However, although the fog is obfuscating your path, the lake itself is, as I had mentioned, glowing a dim cerulean blue. This is that same blue as those ley lines of energy that you have seen across the interior of the mountain. And if any of you happen to be leaning over the side of the skiff, then you would see that beneath the surface of the lake, that blue is emanating up from below, lighting and actually casting in shadows the scales of some massive fish with these wing-like fins that are glittering not far from the surface. You do watch as the boatman actually gently tilts the skiff pole nearer to the great fish and pushes it carefully away from the boat, and you watch it descend a bit slower, changing its course. Now, what are you guys doing and thinking about as we're following along through this fog?
I'm like eyeing those big fish that are going around. Are they Kajiki Koyish? Could I check for that?
You absolutely can. You absolutely can. So we're going to go ahead and make, I would say probably this is going to be either an instinct or a knowledge check, one or the other, depending on what you think.
We'll definitely go instinct. Tank is dumb.
Okay. Okay, great.
+1
All right.
instinct.
Okay, great.
Crit. 2 4s. Let's go.
Oh.
First roll since leaving it back, baby.
Incredible. So crit, that's incredible. So double 4s, fantastic. That means, of course, you're going to add a hope, and if you have any stress, you're going to get rid of a stress. So I'm going to say, would you like to reach in and see if you're able to, would you pluck a scale off of one of these creatures that's swimming by as it's kind of scuttling away?
Yeah, I'm down. If they jump out of the water, I would like to fly up with my little fairy wings and
Okay. Listen,
snag one.
you're the one who had the crit, so you can make what you'd like to happen.
That's how he would do it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So as the boatman kind of like nudges it with the oar, you see that instead of kind of drifting slowly down, it actually dives down and then back up the way that like manta rays do at the aquarium and kind of hovers across there. Then you, Tank, what do?
I seeing a shiny out in the lake. I jump up with my wings and do a Superman-ish kind of thing and go and snag one up and bring it back to the boat.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Yeah. And you do see that because they were glittering there under the depths, you were very excited at the prospect that it might be one of those. These are pretty sizable scales given the size of this fish. As it was jumping out of the water, all of you are kind of having a moment of like a dolphin jumping out, but with long, feathery, like silken strands following in its wake that are its fins. But as you pluck one of these, it does glisten, but no more than an average scale. You wouldn't think that this is anything that would be related to a koi, given your kind of understanding of them. But you do have a scale now from whatever kind of fish this is. Yeah,
Take
good
those.
job.
Is it the one
Scale's
we need,
kind of
one
like
of
a
those
tooth,
scales,
right?
or is it just a regular scale?
What was that, Kayla?
Is it like the pearl scale that we need, or just like the regular scale off of it?
No, this doesn't seem to be a Kojiki koi at all. This is a big fish down here, but does not seem to be the fish that you are specifically after, which does make sense. Also, you were told that those are in the depths, and right now you are just at the bottom of Kymerghen. But it was a good try. Yeah.
Right. While we're still trying to follow him, you mentioned it's really kind of like foggy, misty, whatever.
Right.
Can I send Xena, the little rock bird, just like have the little bird fly up ahead and to kind of like keep an eye on that the other boat, and if it like veers off any other weird direction, just kind of report that back.
Sure.
However the bird can communicate back.
What sound does Xena make, by the way? Because I know that she's primarily rock.
Yeah, it's just a little rock bird. It's kind of crunchy sounds.
Crunchy.
Okay, fantastic. A little crunchy bird. Yeah, absolutely. So it does kind of like lift up off of your shoulder and like kind of putters as Xena always does.
A little bit like a baseball throw to get her going.
Yeah. And like it begins like kind of drifting off. It's not a very elegant flight pattern, but
She's strong. She's not agile.
yeah. She's built for distance, like natural born sprinter. So she is going to fly off into the distance. You see her. So I will say that up ahead, you can see that there is just as your kind of boat has that warm lantern that is kind of hanging from the bow of the boat and kind of swinging gently. It seems to be similar across the other skiffs in the area, and you can still see that one ahead. And your boatman is doing a good job of keeping up, and in fact is beginning to get a little bit closer to that skiff as you're moving forward.
I think we definitely need to keep some distance. Don't get spotted tailing them.
Okay.
Do we maybe hear something over the water? Like word sound travels on the lake.
I would say that actually there's quite a din in the cavern. It's not silent down here. So, like, to paint more of a picture, you're right now as you're being pushed along, and you could see Xena kind of floating off into the fog before she kind of disappears from view. But you are actually kind of passing underneath one of those wooden walkways, just as you hear an angry shout that rings out from above. And as your skiff kind of drifts below the shadow of the walkway above, there is this massive splash that rings out behind you as a person has either fallen or has been pushed into the water behind you. And a group of stragglers are kind of looking out from below and bursting into laughter as you hear kind of a young goblin man that you can see say, "Serves you right, you drunk." So all of this you guys are hearing. It's not quiet down here. It's a bustling marketplace, at least at this specific area. So you can't hear anything far ahead. Yeah.
So what do y'all think she's doing down here? Didn't they lose a bunch of people?
Maybe she's trying to find them?
Or maybe she knows about what happened to him?
Nora's not answering. She's just got Bill, because there's a lot of fog, and her home just had a big fog issue, so she's kind of freaked out.
Fair.
So.
Fair.
Yeah, you'll have absolutely dealt with a lot of fog recently.
A lot of fog problem.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
She's
of fog
listening for coughs anywhere. She can't hear anything because it's loud, but she's worried everybody's gonna get sick.
Oh yeah, of course you would
just
be.
fog. Why y'all stressing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. This is how it's over when I didn't see the horrible fog.
Yeah, we're like, oh, that's normal.
But it's not. So as you guys are watching and looking around and everything, it's not long before you begin seeing that skiff in front of you slow down and actually stop. Comes to a stop, and you can see that your skiff is getting nearer and nearer to that cutoff point. At that point, you can see that you come up and more to a wooden dock that is connected to a landing that's been forged from stone. It actually has these steps that kind of zigzag, but where you are now, there are less people traveling up those steps. There are plenty of people on the kind of dock here, but less people climbing them. So you can see very plainly as Gwen pulls her hood back up and is walking briskly up those stone steps. What are you guys doing?
Following that lady, right?
Marching after her.
All right.
That's the whole point.
Okay. All right.
All that lady in that beautiful coat.
So are you guys trying to be sneaky at all, or are y'all just following along?
We trying to be sneaky?
I mean, if we get spotted, then what are we doing? We're just awkwardly standing.
We're just exploring. We're just walking. But I'll sneak if you want to sneak. I'm not good at it, but
There's
I'll sneak for you.
It's a little less bustly here, right? Because we can't get
a little bit less bustly here. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And because you are, although it certainly is still foggy. It's less foggy because you're not right on the water anymore. It would be easier to be noticed. And as you're beginning to get to the steps, there's not a ton of people.
Is
We're
there
guildmates, right? Like, why would we be? We have nothing to. We're just interested in what she's doing.
All right. Okay.
I think we're sneaking
right.
for the vibes, though. That's the thing, right?
It doesn't matter. Whatever
quite
you
fun.
guys would like to do.
I mean, like, let's not be like obvious that we're following her, but like,
That sounds like sneaking.
if she
It
catches
it does
us,
sound like
Yeah.
sneaky.
As a ferry, is there like rooftops? There's like a
Oh,
dense area, right?
there certainly are some rooftops, absolutely, because just like the rest of the area, remember that there are kind of layers of these docks, and so there's plenty of places that you could kind of tuck away into, certainly. Though this wall seems to again be quieter than a lot of the rest of it around.
Definitely fly from rooftop to rooftop, keeping an eye from above.
Okay, so he kind of splits off from you guys and is over there. So what I would like
Just above
then.
him.
Okay, all right. Oh, just above. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would like then, Tank, if you are being stealthy, I would like to get a check from you, and that would be specifically, I think a finesse check is really what it's going to be. Your ability to hide, but then the rest of you that are sticking together, if you are also trying to be sneaky, I would like a group check from you three. So who is the leader of that group?
I can. I'm the,
He's the leader.
Not
He's
the
the
leader.
one with the chicken.
Yeah, I did have the chicken. I'm the guide. That's what I was going to say. The guide.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So we're going to start Tank with you. So go ahead and make that finesse check for you first.
All right. Could I use? No, I don't think any of my experiences work. Okay. I'll respond. Yeah. Okay. 5 with hope.
5 with hope. Okay. All right. So go ahead and take your hope. So I'm going to say you do notice that, well, actually, give me just a second. Okay. Yeah. So as you're flitting from rooftop to rooftop, at one point, as you're passing by a window, something on your garments, because you just have like a leotard, kind of snags a bit of is. Ooh, no, we're not.
The cheeks are out. The cheeks are out.
Your leotard snags just a little bit, enough to hear a very faint sound of fabric ripping. But you do notice that the sound of Gwen's footsteps kind of stagger just a bit, and she begins to turn her head, but then continues moving forward. What you kind of would surmise from this is that she has heard something, but maybe is trying to pass it off as though she hadn't. Okay. Now, for our group check up above as well, let's go ahead and have, I think, Tedeos, you said you're the leader on this.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have Justin and Kayla roll first. Your difficulty is a 12. You can add a hope to it if you'd like.
And we're rolling hide checks, or could I,
If you want to do something else, what do you want to do? You could use
I'd be, more leaning towards like knowledge, kind of trying to recall, how to, stealthily move around this type of area.
Sure. Okay.
I got a flip.
All right. Great. Yeah. As always, if you could figure out a way to persuade me that you're doing something else that would work, I'm down to do shenanigans.
Mine's a 20 with hope.
Ooh, very good. So
15 with hope as well.
Okay, all right. Now your hopes don't matter in this case because it'll be Steven specifically, but those are fantastic rolls. So that's a +2, Steven, to Tedeos' roll. Go ahead.
Oh, that's good. That's 24 with hope.
Okay. All right, great. So go ahead and take that hope. Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
And Tank, as your fabric rips, you do notice that she stops. But at that same time, your party who are walking up the steps, they can hear the fabric rip as well. And they all kind of like press against the wall in that moment. And you watching Gwen, you feel pretty confident that she might know that someone's there, at least maybe you. But you don't think that she's clocked the rest of your party. Okay? All right. So I will tell you also, Tank, you're the only person that can see her right now because she has finished cresting up the top of these steps. The rest of the party is zigzagging up. You have flown kind of directly. What you can see as you're at the top of this wall is that there is a wide stone wall here. Kind of, I'm thinking of, Attack on Titan, like Wall Maria and stuff that you can walk on top of. Conceptually, it's similar to that. And as you are looking across the wall, you can see that it opens up to a massive stone quarry. So where the stone is being dug out. This seems to be separate from Kymerghen. This is a point that people have gone into to mine. And it is kind of in and of itself a smaller scale version of Kymerghen. It's not a city. However, it is kind of a cavern with these pathways that go down. And it's punctuated every once in a while by these caves. You can also see from up here looking down that it extends quite a ways. And at the bottom, where they seem to be continuing working, there's a lot of movement. But as your party, and you're analyzing all of this, as your party gets to the top of the wall, all of you have now noticed the thing that you're looking for, Gwen, is not moving down. She, in fact, is walking straight ahead and has begun to cross over a wooden bridge, a rope bridge suspended across this cavern. And at the edge of that, in her line of sight, you can see set into the cavern wall what appears to be maybe like at one point this might have been a temple with these columns built into the wall itself. But these are now kind of rough-hewn as though they've been left to time. So it opens onto a plaza with these columns. And that's it. You can see her continuing to make her way across this bridge. What are you guys doing?
I'm pointing to my party, like the way that she's going, and then realizing that like I'm not covering myself, and I go back to cover myself.
Fantastic.
Is there like any like thing to like kind of move behind, kind of creeping up, following her to the bridge before we get to the bridge?
Sure.
Or is
Yeah,
it like kind of
absolutely.
open?
Because this is kind of the top of a mining area that have pathways, I'll give you that there are crates here. There are large piles of ore and building items. There are also kind of carts, mining carts that are attached to railways that do go down and descend into the area. So you could certainly continue hiding, and we can use that successful check from before.
Well, then maybe we just keep creeping forward.
Yeah. Okay.
I got an idea for whenever we get to the bridge, if we're trying to, I assume it's like, I don't want to say rickety, but it's going to make some noise when walking on it. I got an idea for that, but I'll wait till we get there.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, because you can see that it is, again, this long bridge, it is punctuated, again, to use that word, along the way with kind of these large pillars of stone that have risen up and make platforms between the bridges. So you're able to get onto the first of the wooden bridges with no problem. And looking around this cavern, by the way, you can see that some of those carts are filled with what seems to glitter like kind of gems and things. Other ones just are piled high with stones. But some of them actually seem to glow in a very pronounced way with that same blue light of energy. From where you are high up here, you can't see why specifically, but some of these mining carts actually have that glow about them. And if we're not doing any, Justin, you said that you were going to do something when you got to the bridge.
Yeah, whenever we got to the bridge, I was gonna cast or pull out the Book of Grin and cast a time lock on the bridge itself.
Ooh, very good.
That's doable. That might make it like while we're walking on it, I might have to do some rolls to keep it maintained, but up to you. But yeah, it's like if a creature tries to move the object, make a spellcast roll to maintain it. But
Pretty good.
I
I think given what you're doing, so what would other people notice about this as you're doing this?
I was trying to think of how it visually would look, but I was thinking like this one less so like how I've a lot of time been like throwing mushrooms or something. I literally might just be pulling out like a little hourglass that just has little things just falling through it, and it's like while it's kind of glowing while I'm using it, I'm just kind of holding on to that.
It's got tiny little mushrooms in it, like sands in an hourglass.
It's very yeah. And about at this time also, you can see just a very small flitter of movement from up above, and you remember that Xena has been tailing, and at this point you see it rapidly darting back at you and kind of thumps into you, and it's like tweeting at you very aggressively.
I don't know what you're saying. Is she coming back?
I don't actually think that you can you communicate with this creature?
It is a harmless elemental pet.
Yeah.
Any stone weapons
I was
she
trying to find
stones?
any extra info, but that's all it said. It was just harmless elemental pet. I'm like, cool. Maybe I can have the that other telepathy thing. Maybe
it's kind of standing on its feet and like pointing at the thing. Like it doesn't understand that you're already headed in that direction. It's pointing to you to that temple, but you already, of course, know it. But it is very excited. Xena is very excited to have shown you exactly where to go. Yeah.
Would be curious for the future. Not going to do it right now, but if I were to use the telepathy ability on
I think
Xena,
that would work. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
100%.
Save that for later.
Okay, great.
Keep connected to Barnacle.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Off doing something shady, probably, presumably. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, anything else as y'all are continuing to make your way off? I don't think that I'm going to ask for additional checks as you're doing this because your party has seen you cast that spell, so they're presumably trying not to bother it or anything. Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to do that to help keep the bridge from making too much noise as we're going across it, so
Yeah.
I have to interact with it.
Okay. All right. What order are you guys going in?
I can continue leading, I suppose.
Okay.
I'm one of the ones in the middle, for sure.
All right. Okay, great.
I don't know where I am per se, but I'm just
Flying
hovering
somewhere.
over the bridge. I figure I could keep my feet off the ground and it won't make noise. So.
Yeah,
Um,
fantastic.
I'm going to use one of my abilities, though, before we get across the bridge.
Yeah.
Just in
Okay,
case.
what are you using?
Natural Familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use... It's 1 hope to summon a small nature spirit or forest critter to your side. And then you can spend an additional hope to like make it have to where it can fly. And I'm going to summon like a bat or something.
Okay.
Just like, since we're like in a cave, it feels like that's what I'd be able to get, you know?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Tell me about this bat.
I think that because, you know, we're in a fantasy world, it can't just be like a bat. I think it's like
Sure.
I want to say it's like almost more of like a flying squirrel.
Oh, yes. Oh, incredible. It has like yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it like hangs from stalactites and then like falls on its insect preys that fly by.
Very cute.
That's
Very cute. you hear like as it dives down and it kind of like there crouches. Does it crouch like on you or in front of you?
Yeah,
How's it doing it?
it's like it would like land on like my arm or my hand or something.
Okay.
And
You
go ahead.
no, you hear its like mouth kind of crunch something, and it's in like its little jaws. And when you look in, it sounds almost like candy glass, like the sound of candy glass crunching. And those little, we had talked about those spider flies from before. Their little wings seem to be made of something that's almost crystalline, and it's crunching on.
And then as we're moving, I'm gonna send it ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
I can mark a stress to see through its eyes.
Oh, very good.
So
Okay.
I'm also going to mark a stress and just like kind of have someone hold my hand as we're going across the bridge so I can see what's going to be ahead of us.
Okay. All right. So as it kind of, its eyes go white for a moment. What does this spell look like as you're casting it?
So
What does your party see?
I would say that y'all probably see me like I would probably like catch it as it's like one of them's like falling, and I'd like start
Because the
looking.
rest of y'all have seen this bat just fall down from the cavern, land in front of Tedeos, like or like onto Tedeos.
I will like reach into my bag and I'm gonna pull out like it's like a little glowing like seed, like one of the magic seeds that I just use with my my from the yin tree. And as it comes down and takes the seed from me and eats it, it like starts glowing that same color in its eyes and stuff.
I immediately recognize this kind of magic.
I'm wondering if it has its rabies shot.
It probably doesn't, and that's good for us because it's going to help us fight things if we get into a fight.
All right. Love that for us.
So as you cast this spell, its eyes do kind of go white for a second at the same time as yours. And then all of you see as... sorry, I almost called you Jimbo. Tedeos' eyes do stay white. But this bat kind of flitters off and begins gliding over to the column. So what you're seeing, Tedeos, and are you kind of explaining it as you're seeing it to
Or be
your
like
party?
whispering it to whoever's holding my hand.
I'm holding your hand.
And you are seeing something crazy at this point as your friend is like...
I'm worried. His eyes are white. That's not normal.
So first, what you see is as you're approaching these columns, it is exactly what you had seen from a distance. Maybe at one point these were well carved, opulent columns, but they have been war weathered. To a certain extent left to the elements, but certainly someone has been maintaining it in some way. Any area that has seen too much weather has been repaired at least enough to stay standing. And as it kind of flits in, it first kind of cleaves to one of those jagged columns. And you see inside what looks to be a ruined temple, an expanse of area that has been cleared away. The back of this cavern is entirely kind of caved in with rubble. But you do see in the center, there is a large circular hole that a staircase kind of descends down into. It's in front of this hole that Gwen stands now. She has pulled her hood back and her hands are in front of her, and she is looking straight out, waiting. She does not seem to take note of the bat, but she is just waiting. That's it.
Like
Any
facing
questions about the area?
what is
Facing
she-
where your party is coming.
is like coming from.
I mean, wait her out like a staring contest.
Like a staring
I don't like
contest.
that.
Like,
We
well,
don't go in. Does she stop?
guys, Gwen is just inside of a kind of an area over here, and I'm like saying this, just kind of like looking strangely around, and I think she's just waiting for us, so she might know that we're following her.
Should I like change my appearance and then walk around natural confused?
Maybe we can. Is there a way that we can
Rope
like
bridge,
split
just back
up
and forth.
and like kind of converge on her from different directions?
Still on
Well,
the bridge, what different directions, right?
Huh?
Yeah, right now y'all are on the rope bridge.
But yeah, but like
But
once we
you're gonna
get
break
off
the
the
rope
bridge, like because
Is it like a fish in the barrel, or is
Yeah.
there options? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so when you are going to, as you're looking ahead, you can see that when you get to the kind of opening before the columns are, there is a wider walkway. You could go farther down to one of the columns and to the other one. You could certainly all strategize so that you are not all bunched up in a clump. That's what all of you can see this. The bat, from what you can see, Tedeos, because you can't see from the front anymore.
No.
What you can see, though, is that looking around through the eyes of the bat, there don't seem to be any other entrances. There seems to be the gaps in the area where is between the columns, all spread out, the hole in the bottom, and that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, I will stop seeing through the eyes so I can handle myself.
Okay. Yep.
And yeah.
Cheat Screed says maybe her hand is out waiting for someone to give her coin. A little bit of a bribe, you know?
Yeah, Enora is gonna, drop Ted's hand and be like, okay, so rally real quick, because that doesn't sound good. Everybody, don't die.
Ah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and we're not getting in a fight like
Rally.
we agreed to. Not
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be a fight.
Yeah. So get your, yeah, sure. Okay. Get your little 6 dice.
Appreciate you.
And I think maybe if we can like spread out just a little bit, not super far, but to where we're not all walking in a line, to where we can come in between some of the columns.
Right. This is where I'm confused, because, like, it's a rope bridge to this area, and we were on the rope bridge. So
Yeah,
how do we
you're on the
spread
rope
out
bridge
on
right
the
now.
rope bridge? We're, like, in a line. The rope
No.
bridge does not diverge, right?
No, on the rope bridge you can't. But once you get to the end of the rope bridge, it is an open, wide concourse that then is set with these columns. So it's probably like, I would say, 20 to 25 yards across that are spread out with these columns. So once you get to that landing, you could all
Okay.
but you are absolutely right. To the point that you get off of this rope bridge, you are all in a single file 2x2 maximum situation. Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna split up, I would say a mage with each melee character. That's about all I can, strategize with fight-wise. So.
Sounds fair. Well, me and you can go to the left, and then Tank and Delver can go to the right, and we'll just
There you go.
pincer.
There you go.
I'll leap on them and try to opportunity hug them as they pass,
Yeah.
and hope I don't miss.
We're
Opportunity
pinching-
hug them. It's very cute.
That's just what I imagine he's doing. So
We're
you're
doing
not
a
attacking
pincer
him, but you're
maneuver.
still stopping him.
We're doing a pincer mover to talk, right?
Yes, to talk.
Yeah, to talk, not to attack.
She
She might be real chill
She very much knows
I'll
that
be
we're
waiting.
here
in the middle of nowhere.
in the middle of
This
nowhere.
is very ominous.
Mhm. It's all fine.
Anyone doing this? Main boss energy.
The
The game's
She
giving us
is-
health potions
Mm,
before you
As
get to like
we,
a boss room.
Yeah,
As
as
we-
you get to the end of the rope bridge, there's like a floating moat of life that says "Save here."
Yeah.
No, this is too dark. It's too much like Dead Space. It's a lie.
Just like the cake. Okay, so all right. So as you get to that landing. 2 of you are going right and 2 of you are going left, right? Who is going which way?
Me and Ted are going left.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Dev are on the right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And as we're
So
moving
as
through
you
the
are
columns, I'll call
Are you
my little
clicking and changing the music?
thing
Hold on.
back.
No, she's not.
No music changes yet. No.
I'm scared.
I know. Wouldn't that be so fun? Like I don't
wouldn't.
really have. So as you are all approaching as you're all approaching, you see that same woman standing there. One piece, given that we're staying mostly with that stealth check from earlier, that finesse check, is that you see as she's waiting, she does seem to be absent-mindedly kind of moving her fingers, and as she's flicking, stones from the rubble are kind of moving into the chamber and stacking themselves. Like bigger stones at the bottoms all the way up into little towers, and she's just kind of absent-mindedly flicking as she's waiting. But with her check, as you all begin coming into view, her eyes flit first to one side and then to the other with her check, and she does seem to notice all of you, and at that last moment she kind of flicks her finger down, and one last stone that is roughly the height of her nearby kind of places itself, and then she puts her hands back down in front of her and cocks her head. She has an unkindly expression on her face.
Not
So,
unkind.
you have come then.
Yep.
Yep.
We're here.
Sure as hell are.
How are you doing? What are we doing tonight?
Hi, guildmate.
She kind of you do notice that she has her as you kind of are pointing to your nipple piercing. I need to not do that. And it kind of glows a little bit. Her earring, which is made to look exactly like her other one, does glow faintly. She kind of smiles with no amusement. We are not doing anything. You've come too late.
Too late for what? What's going on?
For your fate line. You've come too late for your fate line. You were supposed to be here weeks ago. The stones have echoed your names for weeks. Tedeos Yin and his companion Wilbert of the Yin Tree. Tank, Ward of the Dreaming. Princess Honora, blessed by the saint. And another. You I do not know.
Hello.
Tell me, who is this firefly?
Oh, the firefly horde, no.
Well, this is Delver.
Hi.
He's just joining us, so I would say like larvae, not necessarily full on firefly.
Yeah, tentative member. He's kind of interloper a little bit, but that's okay.
You are
'cause he helped.
too late. Turn back.
Can I still go?
You what? What?
I mean, we
Wanna
have
go?
business here in town.
you're-
We can't.
No, you're
just
larva.
leave.
You're with us.
You think you have business in town. You think that you have business in Finger's Reach. You do not.
I mean,
What are we late
Fate.
for?
Fate, apparently. An important date we missed.
You're on a different line. Fate is fickle, and destiny it's not as simple as some assume. A hesitation, a mistake, a wrong choice. We often find ourselves on a different path entirely. You are late. You were meant to have had another in your party. One one who knew the stone like his mother's eye. Where is
what?
Jimbo?
He's not with us anymore.
Precisely.
I'm
You
pretty good with
are
rocks.
late.
What outcome are you hoping to achieve? Maybe we could still, get there with our friend Delver there, even though we don't have Jimbo anymore.
You have lost the Metatron.
The what now?
It's one of those transforming rock guys.
Ah. Rock transformer. Got it. That's a
Like your
normal
bird.
word.
The voice. The voice and the ear to the monolith. If you had saved time, I don't know with what you dallied, but you are late, as I said. Turn back. The road is not for you anymore.
What happens if
Unfortunately,
we don't
you
know?
don't
Like,
make that
what road?
choice. We have work to do from others. They are expecting our help.
Jimbo would have been an incredible stone speaker.
Oh, he would.
I, too, am a stone speaker.
Oh.
Trust me that I know what lies on the road through the stone. And without him in your party, you will not succeed.
I mean, I've been talking to this stick made of rocks since like earlier today, and that's going pretty well. Maybe I'm a natural.
Maybe he's a stone speaker?
Yeah, there we go.
Is there like an initiation process? Is there like an application? I'm really good at helping, like with technical stuff. I could help him fill it out, turn it in somewhere.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask for a check, Kayla.
I mean-
I'm gonna ask for a presence check from you.
A presence check. Okay, and I'm gonna use a hope to add Swamp Princess to it. Because she's gonna use her grandstanding there. Okay, let's see how that goes. 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 with fear.
18 with fear.
Do I get to use my own rally die? Can I do that?
Yeah, if you'd
Can I
like
do my
to.
own rally? I'm
Yeah,
scared.
you certainly can.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
saying it. She's like, yeah, that's not going to help me, but sure, go for it. Okay, 18, 19, 20, 21.
21 is a very good check. So that is a success with fear. So I still have, by the way, guys, that countdown die from last time, but I'm not going to
No.
take that down.
But she could.
I could. Instead, I'm going to use this fear and return it. And I'm going to use 2 other fear. I'm going to use... No. I'm going to use... I have so much fear right now. I'm going to use all... I have a fear from every single person here. So, I'm going to use 4 fear right now in this moment. I'm going to use
What did I
1
do?
from each of you. And she's going to kind of tilt her head to the side. Very well. You wish to try out? We can make that happen. And she's going to, again, this time, she reaches down into her, towards the ground and begins pulling up. And you all have stone that wraps around your feet. And you are all there kind of clenched in your space in front of you.
I
So-
don't like that.
What can you do with the stone, barring your path?
Rock, move.
Well, Jimbo is always with me. And I'll reach, I'm going to pull out Jimbo's pickaxe, and I'm just going to start working on the stone by my feet.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fantastic. So then go ahead and you can go ahead and make a check for that. I'm going to let you decide what that check is, but because you're using Jimbo's pickaxe, I'll let you make that at advantage.
Oh, okay. see. I would probably say it's not my best, but it's strength. That's what I'm pickaxing with. And I'm gonna use the special roll that I have with the 2d20s.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said advantage as well?
Yep, I did, yep.
Oh no, the music!
This is insane.
What
It's
is it?
Oh, you can't see it. It's a
Not
19 and a 19 on D20s.
Oh, jeez, that's pretty fucking crazy. Okay.
Rock.
All right. Incredible job. So,
And
You're
one on
gonna go
the
ahead.
extra dice.
fantastic. So that is absolutely a critical success. You are going to go ahead and mark a hope, get rid of a stress, and you get what you want and a little bit more. So you tell me what is happening. Now I'm going to give you, I'm going to structure this for you. As she did that and began watching you all, you are noticing, as everyone else is looking at their feet, you are noticing the sound of rocks beginning to shift in the area. And as you're like peeking out, you can see that some rocks are beginning to tumble towards the center of this space. Go ahead though. What do you want out of that check?
So as I like pull the pickaxe out, I can feel a presence of Jimbo, like he was there helping me. And like as I start tearing into the stone, there's like a purple like essence that starts pouring off of his pickaxe. That starts like bleeding into the stone and helping it break apart more and more. As I'm just like trying to free myself so I can get to the next person closest to me, and I'm gonna start in on them.
Incredible. So you are going to go ahead and, as part of that, you, with just a couple of smashes, break through, dislodge your feet, and you're going to be able to get in it. But I'm officially moving the action tracker into play, guys, because we are still in one. Oh, wait, I don't need to talk about that. But we're going to move the action tracker into play at this point, and that is going to cost an action that I'm putting on, but that's with hope. So anybody else can continue going. What else are we doing?
I got an idea to possibly get me and Tank out at the same time, so he can still do something. But I'm gonna spend a hope to cast the Parallela spell, which that's not an action of itself. That's just I spend a hope for it, and so I'm then going to use my new Asking Stone staff and just blast the shit out of the rocks at our feet. And with that spell I cast, I can separate the damage across multiple things. So mine and his, hopefully.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Gonna roll and gonna go ahead and have the rally die in there now. Why not?
Okay, fantastic.
Cool.
Can I? The help action. You can help in this game, right? If you spend a hope.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. What do you do?
I'm gonna say Attaway. He's gonna show them 2 tickets to the gun show. He's got guns. He's firing. Boom, boom.
Oh, incredible. All right, so go ahead and use your hope for that. And Justin, you're going to get a D6 to add on top of that.
Cool. That brings me to 23 with fear. Unfortunately on the fear part. But let me roll my damage, which is 26 points of physical damage, spread across the rock by our feet.
Yeah, I think it has. So how are you spreading this? Are you doing it 13 and 13?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So with that spell, and what does this spell look like?
So for this one, I can like it can go towards like myself or an ally, where it's like kind of the next thing that they attack, and so like wherever it hits, it can just kind of blast it outward from there. So I guess like wherever I hit it, just like
fragments.
Yeah, just fragments of it just shoot off towards whatever is nearest nearby.
Okay. Incredible. Okay, so with that level of hit, first of all, I am taking your fear right here, tiny little spell book. Oh, there it is. There's the camera. Ha ha ha.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm also taking an action tracker. With that hit, it is going to go ahead and you are making good progress at your and tank speed, right? The other one that you were doing was tanks. Okay. So these are shattering off and across, and tank, you're actually able to, after you're shouting out and you see this, you kind of shield your eye, you're able to pull one of your feet free, but there seems to be just enough left that you are still stuck. All right. And with this though, I get to take my turn. And to this point, we're going to go ahead and share the Owlbear Rodeo map. And what you all see, as you are looking back, you can see this woman who is standing there. Her eyes have gone pale white. And she is there. And from inside of the actual hole there in the center, you can see that she is bringing all of these stones in, and they are creating this giant golem that is standing there in the center, just clanking together from the stone. She's also, as she's doing this, from the floor up are coming these glittering little blue lights of energy, and behind her you see a blue fire begin to flicker into view. All of this is happening. I'm going to go ahead, and she is looking down at you, and at this point that golem is going to move forward and begin an attack. So go ahead and you guys place yourselves where you would like to on the map, because I just set this up beforehand, but you can place yourselves wherever you want to. I'm also going to put her a little bit closer because she was in front of the golem.
I think I might have the wrong link for the Owlbear Rodeo. Can you send a new one?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead and send that real quick.
So I'm going to stick myself back there.
All right. So has everybody placed yourselves where you want to go?
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Okay. All right. Because now I'm going to use that, as Gwen is just going to turn to the side, and she is going to begin walking past and out of the way. This golem that is just now forged there is going to move forward and begin swinging at who is right there. I mean, like, is it Bill that is right there?
It is Bill.
All right.
Front.
All right. So he's going to lumber forward. Just these huge quaking feet. And then I am going to go ahead and have him use. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and have him use. Oh, why not? Okay. So you're going to see he reaches up with one fist and pounds it into the ground, and you see that some of the rocks in the area begin to quake. A second one, and he's going to rock. I'm going to have him do rock slide. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and mark one of his stress to do this. And now, everybody who is in a close range, which at this point, 5, 10, 15, 20, is going to be everyone. I need you all to go ahead and make an agility reaction roll. You're looking to beat... Oh, no, wait, I don't want to tell you the difficulties.
No, tell us.
Yeah. I do have to put 2 action tokens back for that. I do have fear as well, so I'm going to go ahead and exchange a couple of these fear for more action tokens.
And since this reaction, we don't care about hope or fear.
Not on agility, not on reaction rolls. Nope.
Thank God.
100%.
Anyways, I got a 15.
15. Okay, incredible. Okay.
Well, on my side.
That's what you said last time, but it wasn't enough. So I think you're lying.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. Okay, 12 from Delver.
I got a 13, and Wilbur got a 20.
Okay. And Tank?
14.
Okay. So of those, Wilbert is the only one to pass that check. So Wilbert right there in front. What does it look like, Stephen, as Wilbert is able to get out of the line of conflict right there?
I feel like, you know how like chickens like can like just fly out of immediate danger? It's like the rock starts rolling at it, like the rock slide, and it, like he pushes himself off, and he just like flies slightly above where all the damage is happening, and then lands once it stops.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So he is going to stop. Now, as he's beginning to fly and flit out of the way, some of these rocks are still going to hit him. He's going to take half of this damage, okay? So this damage is pretty significant. This is 2d12 plus 15 physical damage. Oh, but not great rolls. Okay, so that is going to be 24 physical damage. So let's go ahead and around the group. First, Bill, that's going to knock it down to 12 for him. What does that fall into? First combat back after a long time, guys. So, Bill, what threshold?
So when Bill takes damage, because he is a companion, he doesn't have health points. He just has stress, and he marks a point of stress. So
that's right. That's right. Okay,
so
great.
he does take his point of stress, and then
all right.
For myself, you said it was 24 damage.
24 points of physical damage. If it makes a difference for your characters, I don't think it does.
Does not. I'm going to use 2 of my armor slots, and then that'll cover me for any damage.
Okay. Incredible. What else are the others? What does that look like as you're using your armor to mitigate this?
So I guess this is like the first time I've had my new fancy armor since we.
Yeah, which is made of rocks as well.
Mm-hmm. So like I imagine like the like gemstone that's like pressed, like I have like on my chest, lights up and kind of like expands out a like field of small fragments of that gemstone that's like a kind of like a magic shield net that catches the debris and pushes it away.
Yeah. Okay. Incredible. So it just begins pushing these away. Some of these rocks, as they're doing that, you do see they begin to crack as they're moving out, and that's some of the damage of these. As they're returning, they kind of like leave these gaps open in your armor. Incredible. All right. What else are we doing, guys? Who else? How are you guys mitigating?
I'm taking it right to the face.
Okay. All right. How many points of damage is that to you? 3.
Ooh, don't die.
Okay.
Yeah. I got 2 pieces of the armor left, and that would have brought it down to exactly 16, which is my speed.
Oh my gosh! I forgot that y'all. Yeah. I forgot about.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
It has been a long day. Yeah. All right. Okay. Anora, how are you? What are you doing?
I used 2 armor to bring it down to my major, so I took 2 armor and 2 HP, and we're just gonna say her little straps on her shoulder.
Okay, incredible. Oh, just like we're having the bosom moment again. Exactly. Always with Princess Anora. Yeah, just like your romance novels.
Exactly.
All right, and then Tank. What about you?
Yeah, Tank is a Wanderborn. He spent time with Carney as a strongman, so he's like, I've lifted boulders bigger than this before. 2 armor slots, grabs 2 of them, and then a third one comes and smacks him in the face, and I'm taking 1 HP.
So good. Oh, I love that. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so I'm not going to push. I'm really not pushing this combat far. As she's walking away, and all of you, she can hear the sound of people getting hit, people getting hurt, armor clanging. You hear her voice ringing out above the din. This could all be over. Just say that you won't pursue the road. And that is going to be it. I'm going to turn the encounter back over to you guys.
Is it my turn now?
Whoever wants to go, baby, is Daggerheart. We ain't got no initiative order.
Tell me more about this golem.
Okay.
Is it a he? Is it a she? Is it gender neutral? Tell me about the golem.
Gender ambiguous, but there is something a little bit masculine about it. But if only because the film Frozen had a lot of impact on me and that giant ice creature. So it is a stone golem comprised of pieces of the stone. Some of them are large and jutting and everything, but it has like kind of bigger cheeks, a bigger torso, and it is, in point of fact, like 12 feet tall.
It's like the rock golem from Fable.
Yes. It is a huge rock golem. And all of those...
Galaxy Quest.
Or Galaxy Quest, absolutely. The last thing, Anora, that I'll give you is that as you're looking very closely, you're trying to perceive a little bit more. All of those little flickering sprites of light around it, when you're looking at the golem, it seems like there is a blue light underneath some of the cracks in the stone.
I'm gonna try and talk to him.
Oh my god! Oh yes, you can. This is a bard.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to use my 20 hope that you gave me for the death.
Okay.
We all died.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use favored by the saint too. I'm gonna really add on to this to see if favor will help me talk to whatever is happening with this golem.
Okay,
We're gonna see. This
okay.
will be embarrassing for me if this is over.
I hope it works. This would be so good.
15. It's 23, and it's with a hope.
That's
Can I
going to
talk?
be a success with hope. What are you saying?
She's gonna clear her throat. She's gonna be like, "Yes, this is my audition to be a speaker to the stone. Stone, can you hear me right now? Are you hearing what I'm saying?"
Okay, so are you doing any singing, any instrument, or are you just using the power of your voice?
I'm auditioning for speaker, so I think the instruments would take away from it. She's just talking.
Okay. So what I'm going to say, especially because you said Gene Screen says you gotta sing, you don't have to. So I'm going to say, because you're using favored of the saint and everything, favored by the saint, I'm going to say that in that moment, as you're locking in, right, you actually feel kind of a warm presence touch your shoulder, and that kind of energy sinks into you, and you feel a kinship with this energy around. There is something of the divine in this place as well. Your kind of cape flutters in a little bit of an invisible wind, and as you're speaking, you see that all of those kind of orbs kind of pulse slightly and begin shifting in their place, and the golem kind of looks up, and it's going to stop in its place looking at you. Now, this is not going to end everything, but for now it's not doing anything. The last piece that I will give you is that Gwen kind of stops and turns to look at you specifically, her eyebrows furrowing down. Okay. All right. Fantastic. I am taking an action.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, guys. What else are we doing?
Don't hurt my stone friend, guys.
I'll try to get my other leg free if I could do that.
Okay. Fantastic.
I'm gonna use the experience again. 2 tickets to the gun show because that was my Carney little thing.
Incredible. Yes.
I'm gonna flex those quads.
Flex those quads. Yeah.
Like I pulled a muscle. Yeah. Wait, rally die.
Rally. Critical.
12 with hope.
A 12 with hope is not going to do it, so that's going to be a failure with.
But I will mark a stress because I'm a human and I'm adaptable. So I'm adaptable to those muscle strains, It's okay. I have 2 quads, so I'll mark a stress.
And re-roll.
I'll somehow use the other leg that's not trapped to get this leg free.
Incredible. Yeah.
Let's see, 14, 15, 16 with hope.
That's going to do it. Tell me what it looks like as you're wrenching yourself free of this.
He's like, and then I go and I flex in and I just kick with the heel and I pounce up and I'm free.
Just with your wings kind of fluttering. Okay, incredible. You are now free. Again, I'm taking another action token at this point. Very good. All right. Okay. Now that was with hope as well, so you marked your hope. So I'm not going to jump in yet because it's been so successful so far. But what else are we doing, guys?
I will also continue pickaxing, but I'm going to try to get Honora free at this point.
We got some nice thank you.
Okay, great. Fantastic. So go ahead. Oh.
That will be a 15 with fear.
15 with fear. Okay, all right. A 15 is enough, so it's a
Okay.
success, but it is with fear. So I'm going to go ahead and collect one of your fear tokens, one of your little bath tokens. I'm going to add it to my little stockpile of crazy. And so with a 15 with fear, this is the first strike on Anora's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, great. So it is going to begin breaking it apart as you're slamming down on it. But that moment of fear is that as you're doing this, that first hit that you had done, right? Both of you kind of connecting with these higher senses of being and energy and everything. Tedeos, you had come in truly expecting that you would just blow it off immediately. As you're doing this, though, it feels a little bit concerning because it doesn't break immediately. And you, Anora, see that as you're looking around, those motes of energy having begun to drift to you, watching as Tedeos is doing something very aggressive. They are going to begin moving in towards Tedeos. I'm going to go ahead and use that to give Anora you a point of stress. I'm going to use that fear. And then returning that back, but then play is going to switch over to me. I'm going to go ahead and use an action token first so that I can get some of these little dudes going. All right, so these energy creatures are going to begin moving around. So first we're going to move Tedeos here, you to Anora, and then these creatures are all moving forward. I'm going to have several of them move forward. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, great. So these ones have all merged on you, and I'm now going to have these do a group attack. So that's going to take up 2 of my action tokens. And now I'm going to go ahead and they are going to make 1 shared attack roll. So let's go ahead and big money no worry. That is okay. That is what's my modifier here? Hold on just a second. That is going to be a 14. Does a 14 bypass your evasion?
Sure does.
It is, absolutely.
All right. Okay. All right. So this is going to be 7 points of physical damage by each of them for a total of 42. 42 points of physical damage. Okay.
How fucking dare you?
How fucking dare I indeed. How fucking dare I indeed. So what are you doing to mitigate as all of these creatures kind of come up? They kind of encircle you for a second, and briefly you feel just a little bit of warmth, Tedeos. And then it kind of surges through you and your heart kind of races out of your chest and you feel briefly like you might pass out from the energy that is just hitting and coursing through your veins. So what are you doing to mitigate that?
I'm not doing anything. I'm going to take that full damage.
Okay,
I think I was really... Tedeos was like in that moment, like just caught off guard, and then they all got around him before he could like actually try to defend himself, and he just is going to take that.
Yeah, incredible. Okay, all right, fantastic. Now, I have 1 more point. No, I have 2 more tokens, but my problem is that I need to respect what's happened here from this bard. So I'm going to have the same kind of thing happen, but it's going to be these other. Now they can only come within friends that are in, they're all in the close enough range for each other. So these ones, I think, are the only ones. That one's too far. But these ones are going to converge upon you, Tank. I'm going to do a very similar thing. So again, expanding 2 of my tokens. Now I'm going to make a hit. Oh, that is a natural 18. So that'll hit. Let me go ahead and, and that is 5. So Tank, to you, 35 points of damage as the same kind of sensation is going to course through you. Again, your 18 does hit you with fly up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I assume so. Okay, great. So what are you doing to mitigate that at all? 35.
Math first.
The
One
math
second.
first. I know. Shield math. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, these rules. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. That's okay.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
I'll become
That's
one with the
3
rock. I'm gonna
points,
take
right?
a page out of the bard's book. She's
Okay.
doing work over there.
Incredible. I'm all out of
Sounds smart.
action tokens at this point, though. So you've taken that damage. You are all going to see that Gwen has turned, and she is just staring directly at Honora. But that's it. It's you guys' turn. What do y'all want to do?
Can I talk to him again, or y'all want to do something else? I step on anybody's
Get him,
toes.
Minoras.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I want to try and talk to him again.
Okay. All right. What are you going to say, and what are you going to ask it? I'm going to do a lower difficulty, but what you say is going to depend, a little bit of it. So go ahead.
So I am going to say, I know that I am not Jimbo, but I still think that we're all worthy of going to see the road, if you'll let us. So, whatever this
All
road
right.
is. So that's what she's going to try and do. I'm going to use
Okay.
Favored by the Saint again, because I got 2 more hope. So that's one more hope now. So let's see how that goes.
And Jimbo there, and Tedeos there, I keep calling you Jimbo, there right in front of you, kind of just being shocked, looking pretty rough, fairly rough.
Yeah. I'm 4 out of 7. 4 out of 7.
Okay, so Nora, you kind of like, oh.
It is a 15 fear.
The difficulty was 15.
My God.
So you are going to succeed with fear. I'm going to go ahead and I really have liked using the fear for those purposes of stressing characters out. I'm going to go ahead and the moment of what you're doing, the communication, it's not just your words. It's not just the power of your presence or your charisma. That's not really what's happening. You are sinking into this energy source. You are almost kind of meditating to a certain extent and communicating directly to the source of energy. And so as you're doing that, you actually feel, I'm going to give it the anime treatment, your nose kind of bleeds just a little bit as kind of the stress of that. So mark the fear is going to mark the stress to you as you're kind of feeling that. But you are going to, this is wild. I love this. I love it when a bard really pops off. You know what I mean? And given this specific scenario, I'm going to say that the golem is going to kind of crane his head down to a second, just a bit, and push its face closer to you. And as it does, you see that it begins kind of, all of the stones begin floating just a bit. In similar imagery to, as you know, the dance of the rocks that exist in the Kinekozan Jags. So you see that begins happening as I really want to change this. So you see that all of these rocks are beginning to float around and dance, and they push out and begin to encircle you, kind of dancing in a spiral, leaving that circle unperturbed. The last piece of the golem that you're seeing is its face that kind of drifts in these rocks around you. All of the energy motes similarly, as these are moving up, begin pulling tethers of the energy that was containing the golem up into this spiral of stone all around you and Tedeos, because you're right there next to each other. It is a terrible image, in both the good meaning of the word terrible and the bad meaning of it. It's terrifying, the amount of rock, and through it you can see that Gwen is standing there, and she does have like a furrowed brow, but her eyes are just a bit open. And then finally these rocks kind of stop where they are, and all crash to the ground. I would like everyone to make agility reaction rolls. Kayla, you are still, Kayla and, crit? Okay, great. Because you are still there, Kayla, trapped with the rock, yours is at disadvantage. So a d6 subtracted from yours, okay? And yours would have been at disadvantage too, but it's a crit, so it doesn't matter.
Let's see.
Still get the extra hope back even though it's a reaction roll, or no?
No, not on a reaction roll. Yeah.
Okay.
I had a 6 with fear, but with that 4, I have a 2.
Okay. All right. Great. So that's going to be a failure with fear. All right. We know that we have a critical over here with Delver. So that, remember, no. Wait, we're not making hope or fear from a reaction roll. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Yeah. So go ahead. Who else, guys?
I got a 13.
Ooh, okay, all right. So the 20 is going to be a success. Delver's is a success. Steven and Kayla, both of yours are going to be failures. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the damage out on this.
Wilbert got a 23.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic. I forgot. Okay, great. So that's going to be a 17 points of damage, okay? So how are you guys addressing that?
Half on passing.
Oh, none to anybody who passed. None to anybody that passed, yeah.
I will use one armor slot.
Okay.
And just kind of use my shield as like a quick deflect.
Okay, fantastic, yes.
You said it was 17 points of damage?
17 points of damage, absolutely.
So that still leaves me in my minor, but I've got a little bit of dwarf in me.
Like that little bit of dwarf is so funny to me.
I rolled a 5, so I take no damage.
Fantastic. That's right. That's that dwarf stuff, okay?
Uh-huh.
And Nora, how we doing over here?
I had to use an armor, and then that knocks it down to major, so I take 2 HP. So we're gonna say that the rocks, we're gonna say like she was able to dodge some of it, but it like really hit one of her legs and like cut through the top part of her boot and like really got a good in the leg. She's limping now.
Okay. So as that happens, you are all going to see Gwen moving forward with purpose to Anora. And you see that as you kind of yell out, having taken this last damage, she is actually going to reach out and put her hand onto your shoulder right here, kind of reaching across you. And in that moment, she comes right in front of you. Your faces are very close. And you can still feel a little bit of the lingering energy on the back of your shoulder from Feyre. And now you feel a secondary warm energy there on your shoulder as she is there in front of you. This is a good lesson to learn. It doesn't matter how favored you are. It doesn't matter if you can speak to it. It still can hurt you. But that is... You're truly gifted. More in tune than I've seen anyone in a long time. I'll help you. And I'm going to, with that pulse of energy from her palm, I'm going to go ahead and heal you by the amount for her kind of little skill, which is going to be... Oh, wow, 11 points. Oh, sorry, wait, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, I rolled for damage. It's gonna be, I was doing the wrong thing. Where is the thing? Here it is. Oh, 4! No, like
that's how much they hurt me. Hell yeah!
All right, fantastic. Very good. Gene Screen says, "Little Miss thinks she knows the fates was wrong. Let's go." And also, you all can see that with the collapse of this, the field where she had been stacking all of these rocks have all been laid to waste again. And you can see that, again, this area is just a mess of rock at this point, okay? So she is kind of standing there. All of the motes of energy have disappeared. And she straightens herself up, looking around to your group. So then, You intend to walk the road. You're here for scales, yes?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, Gwen. We are here for scales. And thank you for letting me try out. I really appreciate it.
Sure. A word of caution. I understand that you're on your own journey. But the scales that you're seeking, the true scales, are those that weigh the balance of the cosmos, and those are tipped entirely out of your favor. However, it's not my path in front of me. And again, the echo of your names has not stopped. So, why don't we rest? And I'll tell you what comes next. And at this point, she is going to step back from the group. I am going to have her pull from her pouch some ointments that she's going to hand around to the group. These are all going to heal each one of you the amount on this die. That's 1 to each one of you guys. And she is beginning to collect herself, but you guys can use this for a short rest. This is your second short rest, but I think you guys need it, right?
I think this is our third short rest.
Why are there
Yeah, we did too.
I saw that. Yeah, we did 2 last time.
Yeah, we did.
Before
Yeah,
the
we
vote.
shouldn't be able to do. I don't think we should be able to do another short rest.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, we can hang out here
Unless
and
you're gonna
talk
let
and
us
stuff,
long
but
rest, unless she wants to give us a place to stay, I guess.
Place
for
we
the
could
night.
do,
Oh, that's okay.
so we
That's
can do
okay.
unlimited short rest. It was just it affects like some countdown.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, 100%. So, like, you can do unlimited short rest. It just, I get to progress different steps. So, I'm really going to let you choose if you'd like to use a short rest here or if you just like to continue while she kind of gives you information. Short rest? I think some of y'all are fucked up.
yeah, I could
I think
use a
we
short
can.
rest.
Yeah, I would love to remove some stress and some armor issues going on.
Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. All right, great. Then, as per current rules, I'm going to go ahead and get to, as part of the short rest, add some fear to my pool. But I was pretty empty there at the end, so. And then you guys, she is going to begin giving you details about what you're looking for. So be thinking about what you are doing as you're listening in to kind of her guidance. And you guys can tell it. So this is going to be like a campfire situation effectively. So as you're all around the campfire, what are you each doing as part of this short rest?
I'm fixing some of my armor and then also pulling out my stick is like, all right, what you got now, stick?
Yeah.
If anyone has questions they want to mock, otherwise we can just hand wave
Don't
it.
make me pick the head again.
I would like to listen. I love the fun of this. So I'm gonna have it be this voice, and it's gonna be, wait, yours. That's not your skin. What did you used to wear?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I found this and it was someone else's skin. Before this one?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the last one was actually, what was that? A half-orc fella, I believe.
Gross. All right, cool. There you go. Like, so you're just chatting with it. Now it is like whispering at you. You do all the rest of you notice that Gwen sometimes is looking over to Delver, and there's
Speaking to the stone, leave me alone.
Fair. like she does a lot of that. Okay, great. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm
well, and
making
also you
some
have another-
herbal tea to help any wounds. Anybody might have wounds or stress can maybe drink some of my tea
I'm
if they
stressed. I'm gonna drink the hell out of that tea.
want. But I'm using mine to heal me.
So good.
That, and I got my needle and thread, and I'm sewing up all my leather straps and my boots, patching it all up.
Okay. All right. Great. Fantastic.
Wonder how it looks
And
when I fix my stone. I'm just like.
I really don't know. You tell me. Does it like knit itself back from arcane?
Yeah, I was about to say maybe it's like when we're like resting and stuff, that like same like web that it produced is just like over the small of it, kind of like knitting it back together underneath.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible. Okay, great. And then Tank,
I'm
what are you
munching
doing?
on a little health croissant that I had in my pack, and also I held armor, so I assume, or I imagine, like I'm trying to pick together my leotard so that my cheeks are concealed again.
Mm, your
Very
cheeks?
big
Oh,
Nicky
you're
battle for me that last one. Yeah.
Yeah. Big Nicky battle was very good. Like, okay, fantastic. Cheeks covered. And as this is Delver, you had one more, right? To do as
Yeah,
well.
repaired some armor.
Okay, great. Okay. So
I rolled a
you're all
3 on the
sitting. Fantastic. Ooh, very good. So then Gwen is going to sit down in front of you all. Now, she's not taking time to heal herself. She's doing fine. She was not really a part of this. But you do see, though, remember that she is tired. She had said that much, earlier today, that they've been doing these auditions because she is part of the Fighters Guild.
Mhm.
And she is going to begin
I
now.
offer her some tea.
She's going to sip it with you, absolutely. She
I'm
she
sitting as
surely will.
close to her wherever she's sitting on a log. I'm right there next to her, and I'm like, "That is a beautiful coat, ma'am. I am just sucking up.
Thank
That is
you
a
so
bad
much.
bitch, and I appreciate her."
Have you happened to be up in Redanzia yet? They have the loveliest fashion there.
Ooh, very exciting.
Maybe when you come back from the depths below, I'll take you shopping. She kind of like for the first time kind of smiles, but like she does love a good fashion moment. like, all right. So there's something wrong. I've told you before that, or there is an energy here. The monolith exists inside of the mountain, and it's the energy that we use to power the city. But it's been failing recently. In fact, and I shouldn't divulge this so soon, we're having trouble keeping some of the plates together. So, I've heard whispers through the stone of Tedeos. Is this the face that you're making? Okay. I've heard whispers through the stones that someone will be along to deliver something to the monolith. I haven't been privy to what that is. I understand that you're here on your own mission, but there is a secondary one. Now, when you go below, stop in Finger's Reach. The path that you will take, don't stray from. You'll see the enigma. Have you an answer stone and a question stone prepared?
I do.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Then I'll give you one as well. And she's going to reach into her satchel and she's going to pull out a diamond. It's quite a big diamond. And she's going to pull it out and she's going to hand it to you. I don't need to offer any more questions today. Your question will suffice. This, though, will take you to the secondary place. Now remember, when the enigma opens, you'll follow the path that it guides you to. But I know that it should take you first to the Shatterwood. When you're inside of the Shatterwood, be careful not to follow any paths that are not yours. Follow the lights. The lights will bring you truly through it. No matter what you should see in the Echo Wood, you should not stray from the path. Then, once you've reached through the Shatterwood, you'll come to a beautiful opening, a coruscating cavern. Diamonds glint in there. They are all illusions, and they will all lead you down poor roads. Don't follow those either. Right? Now, I'm sure, I expect that the fish that you're seeking, the koi, was it? The Kojiki koi?
Decoy.
They'll be somewhere in that cavern, but careful and cautious as you're hunting them. They've grown large of late. And the last piece that I'll leave you with. Listen for the voice of the stone. You especially, Anora. It'll speak to you. It will summon you. I don't know what path that will be. I've never been summoned myself. But it needs something. And you're a Stonespeaker now. What can I help with? Anything that I can share with you before you dive in?
I got any questions? I gotta look through my notes real quick.
You said they've
Oh,
grown large. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just thinking, does she know anything about the missing fighters at all?
So as you ask that question, I would like you to go ahead and make another presence check.
Can I use my
help?
last?
Can I?
Oh, yeah.
Can I give her
that.
tea artisan since we're all drinking?
Sure.
My
100%. Absolutely, you could. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Come on, don't fail me. 8, 9, 11. I only got a 12. It is with hope, but I just have 12.
I rolled a 5, so that's an extra
17.
Yeah.
17. Is that enough? Maybe.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I would say with these kinds of checks, I don't always have limit thresholds. Like I don't always specifically say she'll tell you nothing unless you get like a really bad roll. She'll give you information. That's a pretty good check. I'll give you a little bit more than what I was expecting given your previous roll. She's going to look down a bit. You've met with Meg. And you know that her partner Drila came down. Drila is from Redanzia as well. She had originally intended to be a Stonespeaker, but her family couldn't afford the courses from a young age, so she wasn't able to pass her rites of passage. But and she is going to measure her tone as she says this, when your group came late, you didn't show.
Oh, no.
Not everyone has the same information that I do, but we all knew that heroes were anticipated. So, when no one came, some of the elders of the council urged the guild to participate, to seek out the Monolith. They hid the message from Meg. They knew Meg wouldn't be open to following down. She's not very religious, doesn't very much believe in our sect. I believe that Drila sought to prove herself. I think she led the group down. But unless you are those that are anticipated to go, then any path will lead you astray. I spoke truly of destiny before.
But you kind of lied.
Don't talk to her like that.
I mean...
How did I lie?
You said that it wasn't our path, but now we're back on it.
No.
Maybe it wasn't your path before the test, and now it is again.
Your fate in this destiny seems to be strong, but destiny itself seems a little fickle to me.
I said that. I said as much. Destiny is fickle. We're aligned.
I suppose.
That's very cute. I suppose. Okay. Well, that was my question. So, anybody else got it?
You said that the koi have gotten big as of late. What does that entail?
All of the creatures of the depths have gotten big of late and violent. You'll be in more danger That's why I came with the warnings that I did. If you stay to the path, you should be as safe as possible. But you intend specifically to seek out a monster of the depths. The Kojiki Koi, usually they swim in schools. Remember, to find them, you'll need to look up. But, again, there have been... They're feral little creatures. They attack anyone that dives into their pools. You wouldn't be swimming down there. I wouldn't usually have any concerns. But again, they've gotten large lately. They grow as big as their enclosure allows, and they're in quite a larger lake these days.
Would you mind expanding on the, we gotta look up to find them?
The Shadowwood and the Coruscating Caverns both, years and years ago, they were on the surface of Kymerghen. At some point when the tectonic shifts were occurring, they inverted down. But the nature of the energy is that it keeps gravity intact. So when you're going through the Shadowwood and the caverns specifically, most of the items are upside down.
Okay.
Pretty great.
It's very beautiful, though. When you go to the Kojiki ponds, they look like stars.
How far have you been down this path?
I haven't been honored with a journey. I only have what I've been told and what the stones have spoken of. So.
You haven't heard of any riddles, right?
What do you mean?
No puzzles down there that you've heard of?
Puzzles. I don't know. I not that I know of. Everything's a bit of a puzzle down there, honestly.
Damn it. I'm afraid of this.
Of puzzles.
All right, let's go.
I have one last thing, and it's for you. You said your name was Delver.
Mm-hmm.
I've not heard your name from the stone. Now, I trust that you're ready and prepared to go down, but...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Are you from Fingers Reach?
I'm down from below, yeah.
Then I need to warn you. They are not taking as kindly to outsiders these days. You might, if you have contacts there, you might need to angle for your friends. Or sneak through entirely until you're ready to exit.
Any particular reason why they're a little on edge?
You would know. So I'll give you this information above table first. So as kind of the history of this area, the people that live in Fingers Reach are mostly fungrels. Not entirely. There are some other cultures, but primarily fungrels, especially because they don't really speak out loud. They mostly utilize the fungrel network to talk, which is one of the things that you don't do. But for generations, they have been here just as long, if not longer, than Kymerghen was becoming established as a city. In the early histories of everything, though, the people of Kymerghen initially were seeking to take over that area of Fingers Reach as well, especially given its like religious context. However, after some pretty vicious fighting on both sides, they swore not to dive further down. And Fingers Reach has been kind of a protected site for that specific civilization. It's a very small kind of group that lives there. So with that context, she's going to kind of look meaningfully at you. And there have been whisperings of because the energy source is failing, there have been talks of staking claims to Fingers Reach again. So, obviously, it doesn't sit well with the denizens of the Reach.
What do you think about that?
I'm obviously opposed. I don't think the Monolith wants anything to do with ousting people from their homes. Anything else I can do for you?
Is there, I mean, not to like drag on about it, but the people that were missing, is there any chance that they're still alive down there?
Sure. But the stones aren't speaking. Though, again, one of the reasons I was trying to warn you off is unless you are quite attuned to the stone, they don't take kindly to incursions. So, if I'm right and Trila wasn't meant to be down, I don't know what would have happened. She might be down there still. And if she found the monolith, then she'll have a very good story when she comes back. But again, don't go seeking them out. If you stray from the path, even from them, you will be at risk. Remember, we all have our own line to follow. They've chosen theirs. Don't think me cruel. Think me pragmatic.
I don't think you're cool.
Thank you. All right. Well, I suppose that you'll be journeying down to Fingers Reach, and she begins kind of standing up at this point. I truly do have council business to attend. I think you would have heard me talking to Megara earlier, but anyway, be careful down there, and I truly wish you the best of luck. May the monolith keep you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, good luck. And she's going to kind of give you all like a last little curt nod, and she begins making her way out of the temple and then turns a bit just, oh, now you wouldn't have gone through the back way before, Delver, but follow the stairs down. It's a lovely way to enter into the Fingers Reach.
I think that was the plan, yeah.
Well, good luck.
Going down.
And I think, guys,
going out the same way that we came in?
She's just like continuing, and she kind of laughs to herself and waves as she's moving past beyond the columns. All right, guys. I know that this is pretty short, but I also know that some of us are running on like 3 hours of sleep. And I can clock that some people are a little dead. So, but also mostly just this is a good little place to end it as well. So
save point.
I think, yeah, it's a good little save point. Very well done, guys. Like, I did not expect our bard to presence check her way out of a combat encounter. And what a good one to do it in. I wouldn't like always give. That was great.
Yeah, I thought about trying to romance him, but I was like, that's not the vibe.
Yeah, ground pound. Little ground pound, like your legs. All right. Okay. Well, that's gonna be it for today, and then we'll pick up next time, kind of moving down into Fingers Reach. By the way, guys, it is getting like in the day. It's getting closer to the end of the day. It's maybe like 4-ish in the afternoon, and you guys have been up since like 5.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long ass day.
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
busy.
It's been a long day. It's been like 4 episodes. So,
Yeah.
Like, all right.
4 months.
Yeah, in 4 months.
Yes.
Which, by the way, guys, anyone that's in the audience, I am making a big push to get videos out onto YouTube. Some of our best work is coming out very soon. That Katha one was really great. I loved the shopping episode. So, but anyways, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Thank you guys for playing with me as always. We had Gene Screen and Spud Nugget and Cinder Window and Lasombra and Velocidad. Other people from in here like Hitman. So, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful week. And Steven, take us out.
Yeah, listen, guys. I know y'all know, and I know that y'all are tired of it, but come over to the Discord. Join us there. We're on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram. We're even on X.com. You sure are. We're there. And then, if you're watching us live, you've already found us here on Twitch.
Yeah, we love you. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll be back next week. Have a wonderful night. GG, boys. I will talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.